Happy Motivational Monday. This is Anya Evanson speaking to you today on January 13th. We are almost 2 weeks into 2020 already. How do you feel? Personally, I feel pretty good. I must say the first 13 days have not been bad at all. Actually, I just got back from a weekend-long trip to Stockholm, Sweden, which was really awesome. I actually used to live there between the age of 9 and 12, so I got to tour the city and see some old friends, and it always feels a bit like I'm coming home when I go to Stockholm, so it's definitely a magical place. I recommend you go visit if you're ever in Europe. But while I was there, I also got inspired to speak on what I'm going to be talking about today in this Motivational Monday message, which has to do with two of my biggest goals for 2020, which is, they kind of tie into each other, but A, being more spontaneous in general, and B, being more okay and comfortable with stepping outside of my routine. If you guys listen to my Motivational Monday video, I'm moving to Europe. You'll find out more about why I've set these as some of my biggest goals and kind of the reasons behind them. But pretty much I've always been bad at just stepping outside of my routine. I've always been good at stepping outside of my comfort zone and doing things that scare me, but when it has to do with longer periods of time, and especially when it comes to my health and fitness, I have not really been great at just breaking my routine and actually being able to just go on longer trips, because I really don't like having to break up my fitness routine and then not knowing where my next meal is coming from or not knowing exactly what I'm going to be eating, things like that. And it's just one of those things that I want to be able to get better at because I know that it's hindering me. When I look back on my life now, honestly, some of my best and favorite memories have all come from trips that I've taken. Yet when I think about traveling now, I honestly get a little bit uncomfortable and afraid because, just like I said, I'm not going to be able to probably hit the gym every single day, and I'm probably not going to be eating as much as I'm typically eating here on a daily basis, and it might be foods that I'm not used to. And as I was in Stockholm this weekend, I noticed myself getting sucked into these kind of negative feelings, and it hit me when I was actually at the gym working out on Saturday morning at the hotel that my mom and I had stayed at on Friday night. And it's kind of funny because it was literally at the gym while I was working out that I started feeling the worst about myself. And that was because I was using unknown equipment that was like kind of weird. I was on some rower machine that was a different type of rower that I've ever been on. There was some different type of bike, and there were weights and there were barbells just that I wasn't used to, you know what I mean? And you're very limited in a hotel gym. And also there were mirrors, and I'm very not used to mirrors actually when I work out, and I realized how much I dislike mirrors. Actually, currently, right now, I dislike mirrors. I realized I need to create a better relationship with myself so that I can like mirrors, because when I was working out, I noticed myself just constantly looking at myself and judging myself and looking at my body and thinking, well, that could be better. Well, I don't look very good and, in that area or whatever. And so the whole gym session was me literally like judging myself in the mirror, thinking about how weak I felt and how uncomfortable I felt with these weights, because the last 3.5 weeks since I moved here, I have kind of been off my routine altogether. And I knew that was going to happen. When you move to a new place, you're trying out different gyms, you're kind of trying to get settled. So really the last 3.5 weeks, I've been at like 5 or 6 different gyms, working out when I can with who I can, and just kind of trying to figure out where am I going to stay and what am I going to do today. So it's been very like, I just haven't had a set pattern. And so I have lost a little bit of strength, and I have lost a little bit of probably my muscle mass just because I haven't been eating the same and I haven't been working out as hard. And so when I was at this hotel gym, that's what I started thinking. I was lifting these weights and I was like, wow, this should feel a lot freaking lighter. And after I had finished lifting weights for the first 40 minutes, I tried to finish off with something more high intense for the last 20. And honestly, I just felt so tired and I felt so slow. I was just beating myself up in my head. And that's when I realized, I was like, Anya, okay, first of all, you're like literally the only person at this gym. Out of this entire hotel, the entire hour and a half that I was there was nobody else that came in and worked out. So I need to celebrate the fact that I'm even that person that's going to be at the gym and be disciplined and start my day off with fitness when I'm on this vacation. And really, I have all the reasons in the world, I guess, to just do nothing and just be lazy and just relax, because that's what you're supposed to do on vacation, right? But no, I was there. I got up and I put in my work, and I had to just tell myself it's not about, right now, it's not about how great you look, Anya. It's okay that you're not the strongest you've ever been. It's okay to take one step back every now and again so that you can allow yourself to experience life a little bit. You just moved here 3.5 weeks ago. You're here to enjoy Stockholm. You're about to see friends that you haven't seen in a year and a half, and just be grateful that you have your health, you have your fitness, right? And so I just slowly had to start changing my mindset because I just realized I am getting sucked into a negative hole right now that does not need to be there. And I just find it funny and kind of ironic that we beat ourselves up, honestly, oftentimes in the moments when we're actually working our passion, or we're doing, something creative. We're giving our gift to the world and we're doing something that's good for us. That's when we beat ourselves up the most, because we don't feel like we're doing good enough, or we know we've done better or could do better, or we know there are people out there that are doing better. But you know what it all comes down to? It all comes down to our own insecurities. And that's just one of those things that only the person dealing with them can understand. And a question that ties into this whole feeling of being afraid and being down on yourself is, why are you afraid to lose a little bit of momentum every now and then? And when I asked myself this question after the gym, I really let myself deep dive into the answers, and this is what I came up with. 1, I've put in so much hard work to get to where I'm at today. 2, I don't want to lose my muscles or any of my strength because that's what represents me and all of the hard work that I've put in. C, I don't want to look skinny and weak. And D, I don't want to feel like I'm not enough. So there you go. It all came down to an insecurity. And when I realized this, I realized it's going to be a lot harder for me to fix this problem by putting in more gym time and getting my nutrition on point while I'm out traveling, because I have a much bigger issue to deal with here that has to do with me loving myself. And that's what I need to work on. I don't need to put in more hours at the gym. It's about me letting go of this insecurity of feeling weak or feeling like I'm not enough because I'm not as strong as I have ever been, or I'm not able to hit the gym every single day. And honestly, just knowing that and coming to that realization is a bit freeing. So if you're like me, if you're a health and fitness enthusiast, or you're a productivity freak, or you're a workaholic, if you have some similar type of slight addiction, I don't want to put a negative connotation over it, but that's the word I'm going to use right now. If you have some type of slight addiction like that keeps your confidence levels up, but doesn't allow you to experience life to the fullest, try to get to the root of that issue and figure out what your underlying insecurity around that whole issue is. And then think about, what are you going to tell yourself when you look back on your life and you think about everything that you've done? Because I know, and this was another thing that I thought about, when I look back on my life in 20, 30 years from now, am I going to be more proud and more happy to remember all of those gym visits I had and remember how strong I was or how much weight I could lift? Or am I going to be excited to remember all of these amazing experiences that I had and all of these trips that I took and all of these people that I met and all of those feelings that I got? I think I'm probably going to appreciate the second option a little bit more. So I wanted to record this Motivational Monday video not only to inspire you, if you're a little bit like me, but also just to reinforce this whole idea into myself and just realize that I am enough and tell myself that I am enough, and just to take this time and take this year to remember that I'm here to be more spontaneous, allow myself to step outside of my routine, because I am trying to experience life, and I'm trying to experience life to the fullest. And I want you to do the same. So think about what you're obsessed with. And it's not a bad thing to be obsessed with fitness or obsessed with your job or obsessed with whatever your creative passion is. But allow yourself every now and then to just take a step back and lose a little bit of momentum, because that does not mean that your life is over and that you're a failure. But you are more than that gift or talent. I am more than my health and fitness. I am a soul inside this body that's going to eventually decay. So really, as long as I'm just taking care of myself and living my best, healthiest life right now so that I can experience the bigger picture and experience the bigger parts of life, then I should be satisfied. So guys, I think that concludes my Motivational Monday message for the week. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you gained some valuable information here and gained some inspiration. If you did, make sure to go check out some of my other videos and or subscribe to my channel, because I will be back next Monday with more content. So stay tuned. Love you all. Thank you again. Namaste.